We have made it to the highway and held on to well-fed by the skin of our teeth. We haven't even had to dodge any hostile woodland friends yet, but that's about to change. Probably. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our last Misery series. So, here we are in Coastal Highway. Oddly enough... Oh, just kidding. We're going back inside. I was about to say the weather looks like it's clearing. Look, you can see the sky. But we are, yeah, we're staying here for a bit, I guess. Which I mentioned at the end of the last episode I was going to try not to do, but I might not have much of a choice. So, man, look at that. Look at that calorie burn. I'm going to try sleeping for 5 hours. The good news here is I'll regain a little bit of condition. This is actually not a good position for me to be in right now. Because I have, once again, nothing to eat. So I'm in a very similar spot to where I was at the end of last episode when I got to this cabin and found some food. So it's looking like I'm going to lose well-fed here. Because I don't have anything to eat. Let me go outside and actually see what the weather looks like. Yeah. Still full-fledged blizzard. Horrible timing. Alright, so we have a bed right here. Man, I was feeling so good just like 2 seconds ago. That was such a relief to make it to this spot. Oof. Okay. If we lose well-fed, it's not the end of the world. Starvation kills me slower than any other affliction, so, well... yeah, so sour stomach doesn't affect condition loss due to starvation, which is good. Okay, I hate this, but I don't have a choice. We're going to try and rest out. Okay, the storm just stopped. The bad news about what I'm about to do here is that I'm going to step outside. Hello? Man, I cannot. All I did was turn around and try and move towards the door. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. This is actually not terrible. Hang on. I have an idea. That's a wolf. Let me come back this way a bit. Because I have lots of coal on me, remember? And I can make some reishi tea. I'm just getting away from the wolf by coming back to a spot that's a little bit more secluded. Oh, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be so completely fine. You'll forget ever complaining about how cold you are. Alright. Still just a 75% start chance. We haven't started that many fires on account of not having that many matches, so it makes sense.
Come on, little fire.
Okay, I'm going to hold on to 10 of the sticks. We're going to pour coal onto this fire. And start making that tea. Is there anything else that I can make? I can craft one more. Which I am going to do. We can also make a couple of rosehip teas. It'll take the same amount of time to make them.
Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna.
Okay, let's drink that. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of calories, but it's enough. And of course that used water. Of course it did. So I can't make the other tea because I just used the last of my water to make that tea. So screwed. Okay, you know what? Alright, let's go ahead and drop that because I don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and drink this. And I'm just going to try and keep moving. Need to be mindful of that wolf. Not sure where it is exactly. Let's see if I can make it up through here first, because that might help me avoid it. The Quonset is not terribly far. And another thing that's not terribly far, actually, is the mine. And that could be another spot where I find food. Matter of fact, there's a pretty good chance that I'll find food in there. So we're still in reasonable position. We're not... I know I just said that I was screwed, but I'm just the way the curveballs are coming at me in the last episode or two is a little bit ridiculous. So I'm just reacting to that. Ooh, interesting. Is this a pathway? It is. I did not expect to find myself up here. Oh, okay, I don't like this. This is not... I didn't want to be this high up. Because now I feel like I'm not near the mine, and I might have passed it. Okay, no, I think it's right up here. Really? Really? Are we gonna have an aurora? Yeah, I might have passed the mine. That's wild. Alright, well the torch is helping keep me warm at least. The funny thing is, we're not that far from the Quonset. I need to be careful about sprinting, because that will, of course, consume more calories. There's a car coming up. Maybe the mine is on the other side of the... I always think that the mine is back this way, but maybe it's not. Alright, our hunger meter is now red, so it's blending with... Alright, there's a flare, not what I wanted to see. Okay, need to be careful about sprinting. Yeah, that's right. The mine, I think, is right up... No, it's not. No, it's not, because that's the Quonset right there. Okay, if I'm lucky, I might be able to make it into the Quonset and eat something. If I'm lucky. That's a deer.
Gold, 'cause I really do.
You did bring it up. As I tell you routinely. Okay. Now, funny enough, that reduced my sprain risk. Calories 105. Calories 103. Calories 101. And there are two, not one, but two wolves in between me and the Quonset. That's hilarious. Right there. Look at that. That's so funny. And I hear bear crows. Which means the bear...
I've never felt so cold in my life.
is probably like right here. Ah, damn it.
That smarts a bit.
Now I have a sprained ankle. Now running is even more of a problem. I know what I'm going to try to do, though.
Ow.
I really didn't think there was a drop there.
Ow.
But we might get lucky here. Calories 8. Oh, no. Okay, well. Anything edible, please. Please, damn it. Alright, well fed's gone. I'm still gonna find food. I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is a good spot to be in. I just really didn't want to lose well fed. Oh, man. Okay. Well, here we go. I love that the first thing that was visible. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how much of a troll this game is? The very first thing that was visible when I came in was not food. It was a can of fucking spray paint. Pardon my French. But if you've been following since spray paint was introduced, you understand the meme there. Like, that is just chef's kiss trolling from the long dark. There's some more matches. That's nice, at least. And there doesn't appear to be any food here. None. Zero. There might be some upstairs. There's a book. That's good. Yep, there's a cup of herbal tea. I'll take it. Drink. And that will improve my rest. Also, the fact that it was tea is a nice shift. Because that also helps keep me hydrated. Okay. Alright, we're going to take this water. We're probably not going to be able to hold on to those calories. Because there's nothing here. No, I didn't want to click that. There's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing in this house, food-wise. Unless I overlook something. Alright, there's some lantern fuel. No, there's nothing. There is zilch in this house. Okay. Let's put this away. Those wolves outside are going to be a problem. We're going to bandage the sprain. Pop those. We're actually going to drop those because we don't really need them. I'm going to drop the antiseptic as well, just because it's extra encumbrance. And I'm going to leave the house if I can find the door. There we go. Alright, we're going to quickly step into this car. Search the glove box. Can opener. Hey. How about that?
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
So that's more than one wolf freaking out right there. 3 calories. Yeah, we're going to go back into starving for a bit here because we don't really have a choice. All I need to do is make it to the Quonset. That's it. It's not even that far. What could I... Yeah, I have the improvised hatchet, which I'm glad I have that, but right now it's just not that important. I'm going to drop the book. I'm just thinking about anything I can drop. Unfortunately, because we lost well fed, we are now 13 pounds encumbered. And it's going to be challenging to gain it back, honestly.
Is making my head feel thick.
Cannot see. Can we appreciate just the irony for a moment? That even with a lantern out, I can see so little. Oh my god, it's so frustrating. Like, Because in that situation, normally you'd be like, oh man, if only I had a lantern. No, I've got a lantern, and I can't see anything. Okay, I'm going to sleep for an hour. We're going to regain a little bit of warmth. We're going to lose condition due to the hunger. We don't have a choice. Because those wolves are literally in between me and where I need to go. Not one, but two. Which is hilarious because that particular... I'm going to grab that book.
Wonder if I can drop any
Because I am a little bit better rested now. Actually, no, I'm not. Because we need to move as quickly as possible. Alright, let's try this again. I'm going to put this away. I may actually be able to see better. Kind of. It's like yes and no. That's a wolf right there. I can see his eyes. Alright, I'm going to try and make a break for the Quonset. Wish me luck. Damn it, I'm out of sprint. Get in the freaking car. Ugh. Where are you? Oh my god. I don't know where the wolf is.
Fingers feel numb.
All I have to do is get out of that door. Hang on, let me check the glove box. And get in that one. Go. Wow. Game's making me fight for it today.
I'm so cold. I'm warming up a bit.
Pork and beans. And we have a can opener, so hold on. Let's put this away for a second. Let's see if we can eat those. Oh my god, 82% pork and beans. Let's go. Oh, man. What a ride. Okay, see, this is... I guess I'll go ahead, now that I have a little bit of food in me, and I'm immediately feeling a little better, just do a little bit of meta commentary. Like, this is why we play the Long Dark, right? It's these really pulse-pounding survival moments where you just barely make it to where you need to go in order to, you know, make it to the next day, make it to the next sunrise. It's why we play. But with misery, you have these conditions, these afflictions that pop into place randomly. And the randomness is nice. But overall, so far, and I might save like more in-depth thoughts for the final episode of the series, but overall, so far, I think I probably prefer really high-level, either interloper or interloper adjacent, like Against All Odds mainline content, like play. I think I prefer that to misery. And I say that, you know, as someone who helped to test it, as someone who, you know, had a voice in, you know, the final kind of balancing of it. The design of it was all Hinterland, to be clear. But as someone who has been playing this as long and longer than anyone, it's, now that I can finally kind of say this, with some, having, you know, established some space and some time since this patch dropped, misery mode overall, like, it's interesting. I don't really think that it's better than what we already have in terms of difficulty, because the extra afflictions are...
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
They just feel like random, contrived punishments that don't have an explanation other than the fact that you picked misery mode to play. Like, that's an explanation. Like, okay, yeah, you wanted to be miserable. Okay, here's a mode that makes you miserable. But the way it does it is kind of random Oh, wow. That's a lot of food. Oats, Pinnacle Peaches, dog food, another Summit soda. Hello. So yeah, misery is an interesting can of worms. And I'll be curious, you know, definitely let me know in the comments, like, what your thoughts are on it. I would like to hear from people who really like the mode. And don't worry, like, if anyone's dismissive of your point of view, that's not something that we put up with around here. So I'm open to not only inviting those kinds of comments and respectful disagreements, but also protecting them. And that's just always been really important to me and my community overall. But I think that those people in particular, I really want to hear from you. Like, what is it that you like more about the mode? What is it that you feel like makes it different in a meaningful and fun way compared to the rest of the Long Dark? I'd be curious what your thoughts are. Hypothetically speaking, there's, I don't know, I think the randomness of the afflictions, although it is kind of a downside in a lot of ways, the randomness, I said that there is an aspect of it that's good, and I think that's just that you never know how a particular run is going to play out. Like, if you get if your second affliction is like Sour Stomach versus Haunted Mind, then you end up, and there are other ones too, we got Rheumatic Joints in the previous playthrough, like, it kind of changes the way that you play every time. And that is one thing that I like about games in general. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you kind of know intuitively that actually that's like the thing that I like about playing games. I like playing games, and one of the reasons I like The Long Dark, and the reason that I play so many strategy games on my channel, and yet here's this game, The Long Dark, that seems so thematically different from everything. It's actually not thematically different. It's a sandbox where the gameplay, narrative, and experience is different every single time. And that is one thing about Misery that is kind of neat on paper, is that because you have those extra afflictions, it's like, it's literally going to be different every time, even if you're trying to follow the same routes. And ironically, when you play Misery, you definitely start in the same spot every single time. They made sure of that. So, you know, credit where due. That's interesting. But for me, I think The Long Dark, just for me, does a good enough job of that feeling, of creating that feeling on its own, without any help. That's kind of my take on it, for better or worse. Okay, I need cloth. I need a lot of things, honestly, and I'm carrying a ton. What can I drop? There's more to explore around here. We're in Coastal Highway now, for God's sake, so, I mean, we just have to be very careful about the wolves, because I don't have a bow and arrow, unfortunately. Did I check this? Yes, I did. I know I checked those.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
It's weirdly quiet out here. Alright, I might... Tell you what, just to be efficient about this, here's what I'll do. We're going to open this drawer real quick. We're going to put the water in the drawer. I have an extra storm lantern too. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. Put the Frontier Shooting Guide away. Put those training books away. I'm just going to drop everything that I can. It's adding unnecessary weight. I have an extra tool kit. Yeah, I don't need to lug that around. Just picked it up while I was talking about Misery mode, I guess. Okay. wow, still... yeah, losing well-fed was not a fun time. Another group that I'd be interested in hearing from in the comments, those of you willing to talk about it a bit, are people who regularly play The Long Dark on a higher level. And, you know, what your experience with the mode is trying to incorporate Misery into your typical high-level play. Whether you're a content creator or just, you know, someone who plays on the same level as a lot of the higher skilled content creators and the content creators who focus on intentionally playing the most punishing difficulties all the time, which is a whole thing in The Long Dark, and in content creation in general. Because it is, let's be honest, one of the reasons this kind of content is compelling is that, like, watching another gamer struggle and seeing how they handle the struggle differently than you, which that's a concept that is lost on some people, that, like, people will play the game differently than you play, but still, like, seeing how they struggle in a way that's kind of different is the reason that content like this has so much staying power. It's a reason that The Long Dark has so much staying power. Okay, I put my water in the drawer there, so let's go back and get that. And I will go ahead and break that lantern down. I'll grab the books and one can. Hang on, it's going to take a while to break that down. Let's drink first, so as not to lose condition unnecessarily. And by the way, now that we're later in the series, I can share this as well. It's kind of a cheeky nod to another one of my favorite series that actually does have a more scripted narrative of all time.
Carry much more.
For those of you who have maybe thought about this and wondered about it, but like thought, no, it's a little bit too cheeky. Hadrian wouldn't do that. Or maybe you didn't think that, but you just were wondering if there was a connection. Last Misery is a nod to a certain other series of games that, let's just say the first one was supposed to be the last, and they didn't let the creator get away with that. I am, of course, referring to Final Fantasy, which has long been a favorite franchise of mine. And when I, created this series, I'm like, this is a difficulty that I don't necessarily think I'll create a ton of series in, but who knows? If it's, like, interesting, or if there are differences in the future, there might be, like, a Last Misery Season 2 or a Last Misery Season 3. And it would be a way to break up, the Against All Odds sort of repetition of, like, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and just kind of doing that, and adding a new idea into the mix. And I liked that, too. So that was my thinking when I made this. And I definitely can see myself giving this another go in the future. Let me dip in here. We've got a number of cars to explore. The wolves have wandered to different areas of their patrol routes, and I'm going to take advantage.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Funny thing is, I don't actually know that for sure. I don't know how distant the various wolves are. And also, there are not that many houses in the area that aren't burned out. So that's unfortunate. I'm going to try... Nice! More matches and a candy bar in the same glove compartment. Let's go. Check the trunk. Back seat. Nothing. Okay, wow. It is very cold. But I have so much food and water right now, I'm kind of liking the idea of hanging out the Quonset until I'm a little bit stronger. I just really wish that I had that frickin' sapling here with me. There are other locations nearby. There's a construction hut up the hill near where the bear is. So I can go up there before too much longer. And I do still have... Ooh, this could be risky. YOLO. Yeah, I just said that. Okay, that confirms it. Well, it doesn't confirm it, but it's more evidence in support of what we were talking about a few episodes ago with regard to whether or not you actually have higher percentage chances, or whether, sorry, let me restate that, whether or not you can get food poisoning at a higher condition for food using this, or with this sour stomach affliction, which is something I've assumed for a lot of the series, and I reflected a few episodes back that maybe that's not the way it works. It might just be that once you're below 20%, you're much more likely. That risk is much, well, riskier. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to sleep for 4 hours. And I think before I wrap this one up, given that it's the end of the day, and we recovered a bit more condition, and the weather seems decent. Oh yeah, the weather's beyond decent. I'm going to try to make it to my next pit stop, so to speak. Just have to be very mindful of where the wolves are, because the wolves love to crisscross. Where are you? There you are. Here, I'm actually going to run back to the Quonset then. The wolves love to crisscross this area, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That wolf was actually much closer to the house that I was staying in the first time. So their patrol routes are all over the place. Hang on, let me see if I can sleep for 1 more hour. Because the nice thing about this is that the weather's quite calm at the moment. And what I was going to try and do is make it up to that construction hut. But that's not what I have to do. Also, did I break down the... I did. What I could do is I could see if the house over this ridge is burned out. I don't know if it is or not. This is a little bit dangerous, what I'm doing right now, for obvious reasons. So there could be a wolf literally over this slope. It's not burned out. Perfect. Back door. Go, 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 go. Okay, let's quickly explore this house. This is a pretty lucky find, because this is one of the bigger houses in Coastal Highway when it's still around. Hang on, we need to refuel this lantern. Oh wow, yeah, that's plenty. This is definitely one of the bigger houses, and there's lots of cloth here, which will help me repair my clothing.
This pack is getting kind
And
of
with any luck, there will also be some food here. Because I really do need a place to hang out for a bit that's kind of central, and this is one of the more central locations. I'll go ahead and take the water. Accelerant, thermal underwear, wood matches. That's a second pair of thermal underwear, finally. So that is actually an improvement for the first time in a while, clothing-wise. Not going to worry about curtains just yet. No, I didn't want to click it. Gosh. I might once again need to get a new mouse, because this one that I got a while back, it's a very new mouse, but like, and don't get me wrong, I love it. It's a good mouse, but the buttons are so sensitive. Like if my finger twitches just a little bit, it's gonna click. And it's like, could you resist a little bit more? Makes me wonder if there are mouses. It would be cool if there was like a mouse with a dial built in that you could sort of turn one way or the other, and it would change that. It would make the buttons have more like resistance. I wonder if anyone's patented that. If you haven't, get on it. Because gamers would love that nonsense. But that's why I say it out loud, is that like surely someone has thought of this. Okay, Nothing else here. Sad day. I was really hoping for a little bit more. We did find a potato. Oh, wait, cabinet.
I think I can use this.
With some fleece mittens, of all things. Thought I saw something in the bowl there, which would be interesting. But I'm still amazed that we found a can opener. Like, that's different. Because we looked for one for the longest time, and now I don't have to worry about losing the condition of my knife every time I open a can, which is cool. So, what I'm going to do is sleep for just, I'm going to say 2 hours. We're probably only going to get 1. But we'll just be nice and thorough, as I tend to be with sleep. I'm a little bit ridiculous about my sleep counts and declaring how much I'm sleeping. Don't know why I picked up that habit. I didn't do it before the channel went offline, but I did it, meaning went offline in 2020. But I do it now, and it's like, I'm going to sleep for exactly this long, even though I'm probably going to get this long. I don't know. Now I'm just really diving into meta commentary because it's such an interesting thing to think about with the things I just say out loud as I speak. But especially into the microphone, as opposed to speaking just out loud, not into the microphone. See, this is what I'm talking about, just randomness. But in the next one, we are going to try to make it across the lake to where I died, which will be an interesting full circle moment if I can make it up to one or both of those houses. And then it's the trouble is at that point, we pretty much have to go back to Pleasant Valley and then go to Timberwolf Mountain in order to find anything resembling additional supplies. And at that point, I will almost certainly have all of my afflictions, which will make surviving very, very challenging. Whether or not we get that far is anyone's guess. But for now, that's the plan. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And we're sticking to it. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along for early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges. Look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday. And comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below. And I'll see you next time.